Would you like to introduce yourself to the students, please?
Yes, I can. Thanks for having me, Maria. I'm Padmini Pai. My discipline is allied health, social work. Right now, I'm the co-project lead for area-wide, district-wide project called Fit for Frailty. I worked with Maria McKay in my previous role in the leadership space.
Thank you for joining us, Padmini, and giving us your
Welcome.
time. So, you've been involved in the Virtues Project for some time. Can you just explain how you believe the clarifying your values through the use of the gems within us helps to understand you as a person?
Okay, thank you, Maria. What I mean by having the gems within us is acknowledging in whichever role we are at the current moment, whether we are a student, a staff, facilitator, supervisor, all of us have these strengths within us. All that we have to do in the course of our professional career is to tap into these inner strengths, like, for example, resilience, respect, cooperation, openness, and polish those gems that are there within us. As health professionals, one thing we have to consciously do is to catch each other doing the right thing. So we have a personal responsibility to acknowledge ourselves when we do things right, as well as support our colleagues and anyone in our team to really take the time and acknowledge when we see a virtue or a gem within each other. Like, for example, I can always say, thank you, Maria, for your reliability in helping me with the shift today. So, really naming the gems within us.
Thank you, Padmini. So the students are going to undertake the blob activity with the gem heart in it.
Yep.
How have you worked with people to clarify their values using that?
Okay. So when we're talking about values, they all are really positive, but we also have to remember that sometimes our strength can be our weakness. So, say for example, if you're by nature a helpful person, every time someone needs help, you're helping all the time. And that's where our strength can slowly turn into our weakness, even without our knowledge, because we can easily feel tired, burnt out, and a bit irritated because we are practicing this virtue all the time. So, when we do the values clarification, especially with that interesting activity that Maria just mentioned, it's really bringing to the forefront at this point in time what is important to me and how can I protect my energy to be the best person and compare myself with me and bring out the best in me. So, when we talk about being person centered, we got to remember that the first link is you, the first link is me. And if I can focus on myself as a person, be in tune with what I'm feeling, if I can park my stressors or anything else that's happening right now in my life because I have to deliver good patient care, that's being really, really person centered and walking your talk. And at the same time, I can fully be present to the patient or the carer or a team member in front of me. So when we do the values clarification, if there is a strength at this point in time that I cannot practice, be honest about it, park it and see which is another strength that I can practice. So say for example, if we really can't practice helpfulness at this point in time, for whatever reason, let's practice the gem of or in the virtue of say being honest or being open or being trusting or having the courage to say, I can't do this now, because I'm sure someone around me would definitely appreciate me being honest than trying to do a haphazard job of something where my strength doesn't come out, neither do the strength of the other person can shine.
Thank you, Padmini. Can I just ask you one last question? That would be, what do you think is the difference between a virtue and a value?
Okay, that's a really good, often asked question, Maria. They're very closely related, but the difference is that values sometimes can change from time to time, but virtues are always constant. So, say for example, at one given point in time, I value money. At another given point in time, if my health is gone down, then I start valuing health more than money. At any point in time, values can also be very culture specific. So, if we take an agrarian economy, for example, land, animals can be really, really important for living. But if we are in a city, for example, we may be valuing space, we may be valuing a job. So, values can change from time to time, but virtues are always constant. Whichever culture, whichever state of our life we are in, the depth of the virtues can change, but they're always constant.
Thank you, Padmini. And if you had one message to give our new first year students about being a person-centered practitioner and thinking about their values, what would that be?
My one single message would be trust in yourself, because ultimately gems are something that are there within us. Trust the process that in your upbringing, in your life, in your journey so far, you would have acquired a lot of experiences. And like we always say, when you stand on the shoulders of a giant, you can then see further. So, with your supervisors, with your facilitators, teachers, just acknowledge and be grateful for who is imparting that knowledge to you, and be brave and strong to stand on their shoulders and see beyond. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your time. We really appreciate it.
Welcome, Maria. All the best. Bye bye.